Hello, all you beautiful people out there. I'm Goose, and this is On With The Show. Thank you for coming back and watching another episode. In today's episode, we're going to talk about how Emma Watson got banned and what she got banned from. And I think it's kind of surprising, at least it is to me, because I saw several headlines about this just a couple days ago. But before we get into the story, if you haven't already, go down, subscribe to the channel. Bang the bell for notifications. Bang, bang, bang the bell for notifications so you always know when new videos are uploaded. And if you haven't already, give me a big like on the video. It does help the video and the algorithm and to get more and more people to see this channel. And yeah, let's get into it. I got this headline from People magazine as it says, Emma Watson banned from driving for 6 months after going this surprising speed. The former Harry Potter actress already had 9 points on her driver's license before the July 2024 incident. This one written by Jan Juno and Phil Boucher, published on July 16th. So just a couple days ago. And it reads, Emma Watson has been temporarily banned from driving as a result of a 2024 speeding incident. People confirms that the Harry Potter alum was ordered not to drive for 6 months on Wednesday, July 16th, nearly a year after a camera caught her going 38 in a 30-mile-an-hour zone in Oxford, England on July 31st, 2024. As detailed by the BBC, Watson, 35, already had 9 points on her driver's license before the incident and was ordered to pay a fine of £1,044, which is equivalent to $1,396 at High Wycombe Magistrates Court Wednesday. The actress did not attend the related hearing, which lasted 5 minutes, per the BBC. A rep for Watson did not immediately respond to People's request for a comment. Now, there is a second half to this article that I will get into in just a little bit. But yeah, she has been suspended from driving, or banned from driving, for 6 months because she went 38 in a 30. I think she's in the wrong country, because if you do a 38 in a 30 here, you might just get off with someone yelling at you to slow down and maybe a cop giving you a warning, depending on where you're driving. I mean, here in the States, doing a 38 in a 30 is actually a little common for most of us. And again, I have to laugh. I mean, the laws in England must be really strict if you can get your license banned, your driving banned for 6 months for doing a 38 in a 30. Now, it didn't specify how she got the other 9 points. I'm going to presume that she's got kind of a lead foot in England. I have to laugh because to me it's absurd. I drive for a living. I've been driving in a while because the car is in the shop. But I drive for a living. Doing a 38 in a 30, depending on where you're at. I mean, if I'm in a residential neighborhood, I usually drive pretty close to the speed limit, if not a little slower, depending on how wide the street is and how active. Because residential areas are can get kind of hairy. Because kids are playing and that ball goes into the street and all of a sudden boom, because there was a kid, you have to slam on the brakes. So I normally drive very cautiously when it comes to residential areas, especially depending on the weather and everything else. But it's not uncommon for me to be driving 38 in a 30 mile an hour. If she was driving like 45, 50, maybe 60, I can, oh my gosh, she's a demon on the streets. She was doing 38. She's doing 38 miles an hour in a 30 zone. Like I said, man, those English, man, they must have some strict driving laws there in England. It gives me one more reason not to travel into England, or at the very least not to drive in England, because trust me, I would get several tickets if I was there. I'm sorry. I find it so comical. Not only that, but apparently, I guess one of her other castmates from Harry Potter. I can't remember which one. She was there also, and apparently, I guess she was clocked to doing like 46 and a 40. And I'm like, What in the world's going on over there? I mean, what kind of car? First of all, what kind of cars do you expect to really go the speed limit? I mean, in any case, but it is just 38 and 30. She gets banned from driving for 6 months. Who knows? Maybe she'll get a driver. I mean, maybe she'll. Excuse me for a minute. Gotta have my coffee. Just to warm up my throat. But I'm sure she'll get like a driver. She'll get Uber. She'll get something that would be able to get her around. Maybe there'll be some place. I don't recommend that. Nowadays I don't recommend she walk in England because you don't know what craziness would happen. Considering all the reports I see of all the craziness that goes on in England. But she's banned from driving for 6 months for doing 38 and a 30. Get that, everybody? Doing 38 and a 30. All right, there is a second part to this article that I did find fascinating. I want to talk a little bit more about that. So the article goes on to then state Watson is mostly known for her starring role as Hermione Granger in all 8 of her Harry Potter films, beginning in 2001, ending in 2011. The actress has taken a step back from the spotlight in recent years, even enrolling in a master's program in creative writing at Oxford University in September 2024. In a December 2023 interview with British Vogue, Watson said she was so glad that I took a break from acting because I have this feeling of having my own voice and creative space and sovereignty in some of the way that I don't think I did before. More autonomy. I'm so glad that I allowed things to be messy for a minute and to really allow myself to not know what's next, because the knowing that I've come to, I would have traded that for anything, she added. So apparently she's taken a step back from acting. This is not uncommon for actors or anybody for that reason. She's taken in the idea of the fact she's taken. She's getting a master's degree in creative writing. I think she's trying to get a step forward and be more of a writer, a director, maybe a producer. And a lot of actors do this within their careers. Reese Witherspoon has her own production company, I believe. Jennifer Aniston has her own production company. Mark Wahlberg has talked about, he's gonna start taking a step back from acting to start his own production company and to be a producer. This is what happens, I think, with a lot of actors. And I don't know as their careers move on, is that they decide, I want to have more of a say and a voice of what it is I do, or more of a voice in what I want to present to the world. And we get them to where they start doing more and more of their own stuff that they're really more passionate about. And Emma Watson, she did Hermione Granger for 10 years. I'm pretty sure that she will always be known for that. She did do Belle in the live action Beauty and the Beast. She did a very good job as Belle in Beauty and the live action Beauty and the Beast. I really love that film. Beauty and the Beast, the animated one, is my favorite movie of all time. To see it as a live action was really, really touching to me. And she did a very admirable job as Belle in that film. But there's always that chance that she's going to be typecast in that direction for the rest of her acting career. She's 35 years old. I know that she has, for me personally, I'm sure she has many, many years ahead of her as an actress. But to plan ahead and to be able to go, you know what, I want to take a step back. I don't want to act anymore. I want to do more, writing or directing or whatever. Peter Billingsley is another great example. You probably don't know off the hand who Peter Billingsley is, unless I bring up A Christmas Story. And he was Ralphie in A Christmas Story. And he became so observant of what I think not Bob Crane, who was it that maybe I can't remember off the top of my head who was the director of the film, but he began to, as he got older, thought, how could I get away from being typecast as this goofy kid and start doing. And he's become one of the top producers in Hollywood. And he basically went to a lot of people that he knew in the industry to guide him and to give him advice and to mentor him so that he could be, a great producer and to be able to do some things that he has wanted to do. So it's, again, I'm going to say it's not uncommon for this to happen. And it's refreshing to know that, hey, she's taking a break from acting and she wants to study other things within the industry so that, when the time comes when she's not getting those roles, that she can be able to still have a voice and be able to do things that she wants to do. And I think that's really admirable and really commendable. And of course, she'll have to do it right now using Uber. Which is kind of a crazy thing because if you think about it, Daniel Radcliffe, he's always going to be Harry Potter. But he really broke away from that typecasting and doing some of the most incredible independent work that he could have ever done. And he continues to do some great stuff out there that people are like, wait, they're scratching their head. Wait, he did that? And that's kind of the thing what a lot of child actors have got to figure out how to do. They've got to figure out, okay, especially some who get typecast in a role that just follows them out for the rest of their life. They know that they're always going to be associated with Harry Potter. So they have to figure out, okay, how do I get away from that to be able to do more incredible things. Another example I can give is Robert Pattinson. Everybody will consider Robert Pattinson to be the guy. What is it? I think Edward in the Twilight series. And so he has also done the same thing. In order to break away from that, he's taken on certain movie roles that have been very different than what he has done before. And now, of course, I know now as not the latest Batman, the Batman, which he did a great job. I sure hope that James Gunn keeps him around as the Batman, because it was an amazing role for him. And I could see him very easily going into this role and making that a new thing for himself. And but it is what happens when actors, you get these roles that make them, so famous, and then it's like that's all they're known for. So good for her. I'm very happy for her that she's going out and exploring some other possibilities for her. And I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up having her own production company and producing and directing some of her own stuff, and even maybe writing some of her own, directing some of her own stuff. She's an amazing actress, and I'm looking forward to see what the future holds for her. And again, she'll have to do it without driving a car if we're going 30 mile an hour zone. All right, this is a short video today. But I wanted to report on this because I thought I saw this headline and I thought it was absolutely crazy that she was banned. Like, what did she get banned from? And of course, she's had her license suspended in England. I find it very comical because here in the States, we the only way we get our licenses pulled is if we're going 100 miles an hour down the freeway. All right. If you haven't already, go down there, subscribe to the channel, bang the bell for notifications, bang, bang, bang the bell for notifications so you always know when new videos are uploaded. Give me a big like on the video. Let me know because it does help out with the algorithm and gets this out to more people. Share this out to all your friends, family, and neighbors. Let them know what I'm doing here. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this story and what you think about Emma Watson possibly moving away from acting and moving on to other things within the industry, as I talk so fast. But thank you again for watching On With This Show. My name is Goose. I will see you on the other side.